Hello and welcome to another episode of James Chats With, the show where I, James, sit down and chat with friends. It's pretty self-explanatory. Today I have Dan Rudd. How's it going?
Hey, how's it going, James? Thanks for having me.
Of course. Now, for the folks at home who do not know you, why don't you give them a quick rundown of what you do?
I am a singer-songwriter. I have a band called Boy Hero, which I am the lead singer for, and I am also a writer for. I love anime. I am weeb trash, and you know what? That's okay. And then I am a huge Dungeons & Dragons fan. I'm a dungeon master, and I also play.
And for those of you new to the show, I have a couple questions of my own, as well as some questions submitted by you, the audience, at home. So what do you say we jump into this?
I think that sounds great.
Okay, so starting off, my first question is this. What are some bands or musicians that you would say you draw some of your biggest inspiration from?
It's really obvious for anyone who knows me even a little bit that My Chemical Romance is probably my biggest inspiration of all time, considering they were like the band that kind of really pushed me into wanting to do music and kind of just helped me build out an identity and some sort of aesthetic in high school. Later on, when I started doing the band stuff more seriously, Yellowcard was a huge influence on my play style and writing style, just because of how fast, upbeat, and melodic their songs were in the writing. Today, I find myself drawing more inspirations from the people around me, my friends who are in bands and do music, and who are going out and doing it well. The music that they write is super inspiring to me, and then watching them do all this cool stuff from like tours and shows and videos, just like every time I see one of them do something like that, I feel the need to get on my own stuff and just like work hard.
You and I both, we surround ourselves by creative people living in LA. We have amazing friends, and so I feel that. Now, shifting gears a little bit, you're a singer-songwriter, you're a musician. But what else do you do? What are some of your go-to hobbies?
The one thing that I have to do every single day, and that I guess you would consider a hobby, even though it's like I require it of myself, is like working out. I got to make sure that I'm in the gym, throwing weights around, kickboxing, running, doing something, because if I don't, I kind of get bogged down mentally, and it's such a release. It sets me up to enjoy everything, including like my other hobbies, which is like playing video games. Like I love going back to that like middle school, high school self of just like eating ramen and like playing World of Warcraft, except now it's not ramen, it's like actual food. And
listen, I still eat ramen. I don't care.
And then watching anime is like super big for me, because the music OPs are amazing and just so much fun. And then, some are better than the others, but then also just like anime has so many stories of like underdogs and overcoming adversity, and it's just so motivating, and I love it.
He's a strong anime boy. Got it.
Strong
Got
anime
it.
boy.
All right, now we're going to go into the lightning round. I have a series of questions, and you have to answer them as quickly as you possibly can. Are you ready?
I think so.
First question, what is your favorite band?
My Chemical Romance.
Pearl Jam for me. Celebrity crush?
Joe Jonas.
I really threw you off with that Pearl Jam, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
My celebrity crush would be Natalie Portman. Always have a special place in my heart for Natalie Portman. Favorite class to play in D&D?
Warlock.
Ooh, Paladin, because it's the only experience I have. I'm learning. I'm new. Greatest animated movie of all time?
Princess Mononoke.
I knew you were gonna go with Studio Ghibli. I saw it coming.
It's anime and a movie.
True. I'm gonna have to go with Big Hero 6.
Oh, yeah. I love that. That was so much fun.
Yeah, it constantly fluctuates. Lightning round. We don't have time. Hogwarts house.
Slytherin.
Gryffindor. Your go-to fast food restaurant?
Chipotle?
That counts. I'll take it.
Okay.
I'm the trashier version. Taco Bell. Favorite anime?
Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, I don't think I have a favorite. Pokemon. Sure. Let's do it. Does that count? That counts.
Sure.
That's an anime. Come on. And if you could punch one historical figure in the face, who would it be?
Hitler.
I mean, that seems like a pretty easy answer.
It's not a controversial answer at all. Everyone's just like fully accepting of that.
Yeah, I back that. I would let you punch Hitler. Now, mine might be a little unexpected. I would probably punch one of the Wright brothers.
Which one, the right or the left?
Doesn't, whichever one comes up first.
Why?
Because here's the thing. All right, listen. They invented flight. Cool. Awesome. Tight. Good work there. I would imagine that they also know that they invented flight.
Oh, so like they're like pretentious about it?
Yeah, they're super full of themselves.
Okay.
I feel like one of them could just use a punch in the face.
Just like to check themselves.
Exactly. So that was the lightning round. Thank you for participating. Now let's get on to some audience submitted questions. First one's coming from Brittany. Who's the better Batman, Terry or Bruce? You're gonna have to explain this one a little bit.
For you and other people who don't know, in 1999, after the Batman animated series proper, they started a show called Batman Beyond, in which Bruce Wayne is an old man, can no longer be Batman, and so he ends up recruiting a high schooler by the name of Terry McGinnis. I think he was like a senior in high school or something, so like he was of age. It's fine. He wasn't putting minors in danger, and
no child labor laws being broken.
No child labor laws he has to worry about. And, he becomes Batman, and he's just kind of like learning from Bruce how to be Batman in like this new world of, being Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So with that said, my answer is a little bit going to be a little controversial because there are some huge Batman Bruce Wayne stands out there. I think that Bruce Wayne is the better Batman because he would do anything to like save the world. He would like lay his life on the line in a heartbeat for the greater good. I think Terry McGinnis is better at being Batman because he is able to sustain poorly, but sustain some semblance of like normal life with like his family and friends and like going to school and stuff like that, while also being Batman by night.
You know what? I'm going to trust you on this. I'm going to trust you on that answer. And Joseph would like to know, if you could collab with any artist or band, who would it be?
The easiest answer would be like My Chemical Romance or Gerard Way. But also, there's a saying, never meet your heroes. So there's always, that's always a fear. But I think the person that like I would most immediately want to like work with without the intimidation is my friend Dan Lancaster. He's this super talented songwriter and producer. He's worked with bands from like One OK Rock to Bring Me the Horizon, Don Bracco. He's just a super, just like, almost like a genius when it comes to like songwriting, and his solo stuff is amazing. He really brings out the best in the artists that he works with. Just go listen to like some of the stuff that he's like produced and worked on. It would just be fun to sit in the studio and like hang out with a friend and like just make some really amazing music.
Hanging out with a friend, making some good stuff. That's what we like to do. That's why we're making this episode.
Doing right now.
All right, everyone, we're going to take a very short break, but don't go away, because when we come back, we're going to be covering topics like Jar Jar Binks being a Sith Lord, all the way up to how Dan makes his music. So stick around. Oh, hi. I hope you're enjoying the show so far. Now, this is where I would tell you about today's sponsor, but we don't have one, so I'm the sponsor. That's right. Good old me, JamesChats. So if you like what you're seeing, make sure you're also following me on Twitch, where I stream 3 days a week. I mean, that's a lot of games. I play things like Crash Team Racing here, some retro stuff, some old school Pokemon games, some new school Pokemon games, Overwatch. You never know what you're gonna get. You never know what you're gonna get. So make sure you check the link in the video description, twitch.tv/JamesChats. Now let's get back to the show. All right, we are back, and now we're going into the JCW after show. If this is the first after show, don't worry. It's very similar to the first segment of the show, but we're gonna slow things down and really take a deeper dive into these questions. So what do you say we go for it?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay.
I was born ready.
Great. Sounds great.
Now, the audience actually submitted some really good questions and covered a lot of the things I was going to ask you anyways, so I only have one question of my own.
Okay.
All right, it's super important.
Okay.
Right?
I don't like how you're building this up.
Very important question. If you were to live out any story, it can be a movie, a book, a fairy tale, whatever it might be, as a D&D campaign, what would that story be?
There are 2 ways that this can go. I could go like really happy, everything ends great, there's not that much like conflict, or I could go like really sad and dark and like with lots of adversity to be overcome. My knee-jerk reaction is definitely Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay.
Because it kind of has like that like mystery vibe, and it already has like a little bit of like magic-y science in there, so it definitely fits, and it does have a happy ending, but there's like a lot of loss in that show too. I don't know, man. Like something happy. I'm just gonna stick with Fullmetal Alchemist because like that's the one. Like I mean, I'm sure like Peter Pan would be great, Oh my God, Peter Pan would be so much fun as a D&D campaign.
That would be a good campaign.
You know, it's like you've been teleported through some magic portal in the sky to this fairy tale land where you have to fight pirates. Yeah, no, that sounds much more enjoyable. And then you end up flying away on a flying ship back home at the end of it.
Yeah.
And everything's fine.
And it's all good.
Yeah, it's much better.
My initial thought would be Star Wars. It's the greatest fantasy epic ever told. I will don't disagree with me.
I was going to say that's an opinion.
I won't answer with strictly Star Wars. I actually probably will have a Star Wars D&D campaign at some point.
You know there's a Star Wars like RPG, right? Like that you can play.
Yes, but I want it to be D&D. Whatever.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I think my answer would actually have to be Jurassic Park.
Right? Yeah. Oh wow,
the monsters are built in.
I know, and that's terrifying.
I just got goosebumps.
But like, which version would it be? Like OG Jurassic Park or like Jurassic World?
OG.
OG. Okay.
The T-Rex would be like the big boss, right? Mm-hmm. And you could encounter it halfway through the campaign, but your DM could do some like trickery of like, they show up with a Jeep and carry you off right before you die. Yeah. Right? And it's like, okay, well, you guys aren't equipped to take on this T-Rex yet, so then you go through like fighting other dinosaurs.
Yeah, you have to deal with the raptors, which I think the raptors are more terrifying than the T-Rex, honestly.
Well, I mean, true. I mean, the T-Rex is kind of the hero in the end.
Yeah,
but it would play differently.
The raptors are just like, they're so smart and like sneaky and tricky, and like you don't necessarily think that because like they're an animal. Mm-hmm. So,
but they're clever girls.
They're clever girl.
Okay, so that's all the questions I have for you. The one question.
Okay. Great.
So let's go into the audience submitted questions. First one is coming from Septimus. I like this because it's a very positive one.
I love positivity.
What do you like most about yourself? Start with some self-love here.
Oh, man, some self-love from a self-deprecating guy. There's a couple that I can think of. I feel the importance to be on time. Like, I feel that a lot. Mm-hmm. Whether it's to a friend's party, to this or that or whatever. It shows that you care about the time that other people are giving you. Mm-hmm. That's something that I focus on because I think it really means a lot to the people that I'm spending time with, that I'm there when they ask or when they expect me to be, kind of. And then probably my favorite thing is, like, I just love how I'm, like, almost always down to do anything, like whether it's like go to a birthday party or go to this like weird event that I never heard of before. Like, I almost implicitly always trust my friends when they say, hey, I'm doing this thing, do you want to come with? I'm like, sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
It's a good trait.
Some of my best experiences in my life have been because of just like the willingness just to be like, yeah, let's
get
try
up and go
thing.
Yeah, very nice, good answer. For me, I mean, listen, first answer would be my hair. Thank you. It is quite literally my crowning achievement.
It is your defining feature.
Thank you.
It's like the beard and the hair. It's like you can give me a silhouette of just your hair and your beard, and I would know that it's you.
You know it's me. It's iconic. Yeah. Listen, I'll say it. It's iconic. But like stepping back and like looking more at the question, I would say, and this is actually honestly a very Slytherin thing, but I have ambitions. I have things that. Don't you clap.
I'm sorry, you can't just say a very Slytherin thing for me and have me not be happy and excited for you, James.
I have ambitions, and when I really like set myself to do something, I do it, and I do it to the best of my abilities. Do I always execute it perfectly? Definitely not. But I put the best effort forward.
Yeah, and that's like part of it though, and like I feel like that's where like your Gryffindor comes in, because it's like, as a Slytherin, like, you have ambitions, but if, like, I have this constant issue of, like, if I'm not doing it exactly how I want it, I just won't do it. But I feel like that's where your Gryffindor kicks in, where it's just like, I'm going to do this thing. It's just like, this isn't exactly how I want it, but I'm going to push through and do it anyways. Mm-hmm. And that's where working, like, when you work with a Gryffindor on a project, at least from my experiment, it's just like, they are highly motivating. Mm-hmm. They never lose the drive to get to that finish line, you know?
Yeah.
So, I appreciate your Gryffindor-ness.
Thank you. Now let's keep the positive train going in the comments. I want you to say what your favorite thing about yourself is. Let us know. Let us know in the comments.
Do it.
Did we just in sync say do it?
I think so.
Yeah, we did. Our next question comes from Skylar. What motivates you to sing? How do you figure out your song lyrics?
The motivation to sing, I honestly don't know where it came from. I just one day started doing it. Like when I was like 4 or 5 or something, I used to put on concerts in my garage for the neighborhood where I would just like take like a Hanson or like an NSYNC CD, put it in the boombox and like open the garage, and I would just perform like singing and stuff like that. And like I remember very specifically one time, like my grandparents were in from Ireland along with my aunt, and like they had like lawn chairs in the driveway and stuff as I like sang like half a Hanson album on my own. And then I was just talking about this the other day where I used to do it like on the bus on the ride to school. Like I remember very specifically in like 2nd grade when I was like 7 or 8, I had my Walkman, and like one of the ones where like if you turned it sideways it wouldn't skip because it had the little locks on the little center like spinny thing. I would sing loudly on the bus, and people would like watch me, and in hindsight I thought they were like enjoying it, or were they just like staring at me? Like now I don't know like what the reaction was, but I think it was probably staring, because like I had like the worst taste, is like not the worst taste, but like it was the beginning of developing music taste. Like I would have Kid Rock, I would sing that.
Noise.
Limp Bizkit. and then when it started to get better, it was like Linkin Park was when it started to get better. And so like that's like what happened. And so like kind of singing has always been like a thing that I just liked doing, like. And so I'm just super happy and fortunate to be like able to like still be doing it and just like enjoy it like I always have. And then inspiration for lyrics was the next thing.
Yeah, like how do you figure out your song lyrics?
I have a couple different angles of like how I really come at it. One way is like it'll be draw from like a personal experience, you know, something that I need to get off my chest, or taking something that someone else that I know may have gone through, and then like kind of putting myself in their shoes and then writing from that perspective. That's super interesting. And then also just like sometimes I'll have something that I want to talk about, and then it turns into this like weird metaphor, or sometimes I'll have a metaphor, like, you know, a story that I made up in my head, and then somehow ends up shifting into how like it's reflected my life. So it's just like there's a wide array of like how things works, and I think being flexible is like super key when it comes to being creative, like because whichever way inspiration comes, I feel like you don't really get to choose where your inspiration and creativity force comes from. So when it comes to you, you just take it and run with it. I think the most important thing that I've done since doing this now for a while, and like definitely more seriously over the past 5 years, is just being like super honest. If you withhold things, what comes out is like half-hearted. When you're just like completely honest, even if you're just like point blank and blunt, like no metaphors, no story or anything, if you're just straight up honest, it feels better, it sounds better, because it's genuine.
Good answer.
Sorry, that was long.
No, it's okay, because now we get to talk about another serious topic. Do you believe Jar Jar Binks is a Sith Lord? Asks Lucille. You know what? I'm going to cut you off real quick. All right, I'll let you answer.
I didn't even start.
Calm down. The correct answer is no.
The correct answer? No, but do you think? It's an opinion-based question.
No, it's fact. I'm going to answer this one. You can answer too. This one's for me. This one's for James.
You field this one.
I really did like it when it came up. I love the dedication that went into it, the detail of the theory, and how much people like really investigated it. Truth be told, some of it makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
But we just need to move on. It's not gonna happen. It's not a Sith Lord.
Well,
go ahead.
Here's the thing. The thing is, like, I agree with you wholeheartedly, and I agree with you that people should move on. But here's why: because if it's going to happen, it's going to happen, and if it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. So we don't need to speculate it any more than we already have.
Exactly.
We just have to wait and see what happens now.
Which is not that. Love it. Moving on, we got a question from Jenny here asking, how do you get your hair so fluffy?
It's taken me, well, let's see here. I stopped flat ironing my hair at 19, so it's taken me 8 years to figure this out.
Can I just say that one sentence really defined your teenage years?
Oh, yeah.
Just you saying, well, I stopped flat ironing my hair when I was 19. That painted a whole picture of who you were in high school.
You're welcome. You're very welcome.
Continue.
I'm literally just that same person, just without flat ironed hair.
Yeah.
No shampoo. Shampoo is awful for curly hair. Dries it out. If you want to make it extra floofy, blow dry it. That will definitely do it.
Hair dryer is your friend if you're styling hair.
But for me, I just like leave in conditioner, let it air dry, and then once it's done drying, I just kind of like run my fingers through it. And
wait, did you say, like you don't rinse conditioner out?
No, so I use conditioner in the shower. I rinse it out.
Okay.
And then I get out of the shower. I put conditioner back in. And
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a lot of conditioning.
Argan oil, Moroccan hair oil stuff.
Wow, I didn't know there so much went into your floofy hair. I thought it was just floofy.
Oh, James, this perfection doesn't just happen.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
You know, we're on the same page. We get it. And the last question is coming from Michael. If you were stranded on an island, what 5 celebrities would you want to be stranded with? This is a fun question.
Michael asks this like I haven't already had this planned my entire life. And it hasn't constantly been evolving as new information comes my way. I've had my post-apocalypse plan ready since I was 17. Easily, my first choice is Bear Grylls.
Yeah, that was mine too. All right, well I'll get to mine afterwards. You go ahead.
It's like you need that survival expert.
Yeah.
And then we need an official bookkeeper of events and someone who has a wealth of knowledge. Stephen Colbert.
Okay.
Definitely need some sort of like defense. So I'm gonna have to say like Ronda Rousey because like I don't want to take a kick to the face from her.
It would hurt.
Yeah, it'd be bad. It'd be a bad time. We need someone to science our way off of the island.
Okay.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Obviously.
Definitely because who better? And then just for like someone to keep things like lighthearted and because we're stuck on an island, like that's kind of depressing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with like one of my favorite comedians, Mike Falzone.
Okay.
We just need that humor to keep us literally alive.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll take a very similar approach to you. You said Bear Grylls. That was initially on my list, but since you said it, I will change it.
I'm okay with sharing Bear Grylls.
No. Hear me out. Michael Scott from The Office in the episode where he is trying to be Bear Grylls.
No. No.
Okay, we got survival down. We're good there.
Do you?
And then for the fighter, I'm going to go with Becky Lynch because I actually just met her at VidCon.
Oh, nice.
And James A. Janice just got me into WWE.
Is she broad? Is she tall? Like,
no, she's pretty small, but she's strong.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going with Becky Lynch on that one.
All right.
Science, you went Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'll go Bill Nye.
I just think Bill Nye is like a little old, and like the sunburn might get him.
How dare you? How dare you disparage Bill Nye the Science Guy?
Listen, we're trying to survive. Like,
anyways, moving on. And then, okay, we need some entertainment. Let's go with Jim Gaffigan.
Oh yeah,
for entertainment, super funny. You said like someone who's like smart and organized.
Like I had a bookkeeper, like so someone to keep records.
You know what? Bill Murray.
You know what? Tom Hanks because Castaway.
No, Bill Murray.
Okay. I'm just saying Tom Hanks has already done it.
Exactly. It'd be a new experience with Bill Murray. And it would be fantastic.
Could you imagine Castaway with Bill Murray? It'd be like the same movie, wouldn't it?
It'd be better. Let's be honest.
Okay. I mean, sure.
All right, and that is going to do it for this episode of James Chats With. Thank you so much for being on the show, Dan. If the folks want to find you, where can they find you?
They can find me on anything, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, at the Dan Rudd. And then you can find my band by literally searching Boy Hero on any platform, iTunes, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Please go check it out. We're writing a bunch of new music right now. We put out a Halloween-themed EP last year, so we're coming up on that time of year again. So I don't know, maybe get your spook on early.
Very nice, very nice. And those links will all be in the video description as well. And you can follow me, my personal stuff, at JamesChatsTV on Twitter and Instagram. And you can follow the show at JamesChatsWith on Twitter and Instagram if you want to keep up to date with the show, as well as submit questions for future episodes. Thank you again so much for being on the show. Thank you to all of you who tuned in for this episode, and I will see you all in the next one.